people are afraid of. You know?
You're willing to die.
Yeah.
Boniface, let me ask you this. You started off as a photographer.
Yes.
And a very good one at that, by the way. A very good photographer.
Thank you.
And then you switched to this activism and you held on to it. How has that been for you?
Tough. So most Kenyans don't remember that about 15 years ago, we had post-election violence that led me to quit my job.
They forget.
Yeah, they forget.
15 years ago, 2008.
Yeah, there was a tribal war in this country. Over 1,000 people were killed, 500,000 displaced by politicians fighting for power. And so I covered that violence, and then that moved me to start showing people the pictures and tell them we can never do that again. And then move from there to telling people, you know what, we need to organize as Kenyans and demand for what is good for us. And I went to stadium and stood when Kibaki was there, and I was beaten. The price is very high. I say seen a urologist in my 20s, and I'm not an old man, because the beatings, police try and beat particular areas when they beat you up. You get label names, but also the opposite side is you win. Every day I live along Langata Road. Every day when I pass through Langata Road, I see Langata Road Primary School playground. And I say that's a result of activism. We saved Rescourse Primary, that the land had been grabbed. There's Naka Primary. So there's a lot of achievements by standing up for the truth. The other thing is about the people that we're fighting are cowards. And they don't like being exposed. And they don't like being challenged. And that's the reason why they respond with violence. They respond with murder. They respond with arrests. Like now when people are talking about food. If you look at the protests that happened in the last 3 weeks, it wasn't about the server or the elections. It was about the cost of living. Yeah. And the police responded with what? With violence, because a government that is afraid of being told the truth is actually an illegitimate government. My call is, what you're saying actually is that every single person should be an active citizen. It doesn't matter if you're UDA, Azimio, or Jubilee. The moment the government gets into power, it's our government, right? It's everybody's government. Yeah. No, it's the work of every single citizen to hold that government accountable. Because unga ya 200 ni ya 200 kwa UDA na Azimio. If there is insecurity in your area, it affects both Azimio and UDA supporters. So we need to hold the government accountable collectively. Stop taking sides in the issue about the Constitution. Because the truth is, the pettiness that Uhuru led this country with for about 10 years is the pettiness that Ruto is trying to repeat. Uhuru went after Joho, took his guns, did very many things, kidnapped people, murdered people. And Ruto is doing same path, forgetting that power ends. Power is not forever. Power is transient. So I'd like to ask President, apart from him being a busybody, who is everywhere opening projects, focus on the work that you're elected to do. And that work is not killing Kenyans. Because right now, the president is focused on killing Kenyans to prove a point to Raila Odinga. But Kenyans don't forget. I don't think he wants that blood in his hands.
Are you surprised it's happened less than a year since he's been in office?
I'm shocked because like a month ago, I went on TV and said, I'm so happy that the president disbanded extrajudicial killing hit squads. You used to have Rivayala bodies, containers. He came and said, those days have come to an end and I'm disbanding them. And then, less than a month later, we have 50 people killed by the police. And let me tell you, the police have never called me and say, how do we deal with the protesters or how do we call a protest? You don't need live ammunition to disrupt a protest or to disband people. You can use rubber bullets, you have tear gas, you have batons. There are many non-lethal ways of calling a protest. But the problem is the Koome, who is doing a lot of illegal things, wants to prove to the president, I'm capable of killing as many people as you want me to kill. The blood of the people who have died in the past 1 month are in the hands of Ruto and Koome. And you should never let them forget that. You should tell them you kill these people for nothing.
Doctor,